Welcome back to Parsha and Pairing at Kosherwine.com with David and Ozik. It's good to be back. Parshas Shemos. We're pretty exciting. New book, new chapter in the Jewish experience. This week, actually, we find Moshe. He has been raised in the palace in Egypt under Pharaoh, and obviously has some issues that he has to run away from, and ends up in Midian working for Yisro, who will eventually become his father-in-law, or is his father at this point. He works as a shepherd, and as he gets to shepherding around the area, he ends up at Har Sinai, which is a good place to end up. And what happens, of course, famous story is that he goes up to the mountain and he encounters a burning bush. Now, this week we have the flam camilla. I didn't know if I introduced that, but in Hebrew, flam is burning in Yiddish. Yiddish too. Okay, and camilla is actually is a bush. It's a shrub. Oh. So we have the burning bush, and the Baal Shem Tov actually notes. He comments on this. He says, what is the reasoning for Hashem? And Hashem appears to Moshe. Why through the bush? Why is the bush the vehicle for explaining to Moshe what's going to happen in the ultimate redemption, how the redemption is going to be happening? And the Baal Shem Tov notes that the bush is a very humble kind of experience. It's not. Hashem could have done something with a lot more grandeur, a lot more stately, but he chose the bush, which is low to the ground, to symbolize and to instruct Moshe on what the qualities of a leader are not someone who's necessarily up in the clouds, but the humbleness and the humbleness of the people, which are generally, not everybody is as great, but Hashem flows and the holiness flows through even a simple individual, and to teach Moshe that humility. And Moshe not just adhered to it, but he did it so well that the Torah eventually describes him as the humblest of all people. So we really see that there's a real good connection between the bush and between the lowly bush that was used and Moshe as a leader and instructing how to lead the Jewish people.
Amazing. So that's a great connection to this week's Parsha, spot on. About this wine, just a little backstory. This is one of the newer wines that Flam has. This hasn't been around forever, from like when they started. It's named after the mother or the wife, depending on which Flam you're looking at. So it's a family-owned winery.
From the Judean Hills.
Yeah, in the Judean Hills. Great winery overall. So the mother's name, so her name's on this wine, so that's where that name comes from. The wine itself is a blend of Chardonnay and Sauvignon Blanc, and every year they play with the percentages a bit. With this one, it says 74% Chardonnay, 26% Sauvignon Blanc. I kept smelling it throughout, and I hope that wasn't disruptive at all, but it's got a great nose.
It does.
So this Chardonnay is left on the lees on the sediment a bit, which picks up a bit of creaminess and yeastiness. It spends 8 months in oak, which again gives it a little bit more texture and body.
A little bit, a lot more
buttery, and the butteriness. So there's a lot going on here on the texture side of it, and then on the aroma. So like it's really nice. The Sauvignon Blanc gives you more of the tropical fruits in general on a wine. The Chardonnay, depending on where it's grown and how it's cultivated, could give you a range of things, like from the steely minerality and green apple of Chablis down to like your buttery California Chardonnay. And I think this wine has a bit of all that. So it's a very, very nice, well-balanced wine.
Yeah, I definitely get a little bit of that butter, but contrasted with a little bit of that that tight fruit, like the apple or maybe
pear,
a pear.
Yeah, so very, very nice, and that's why I kept going back to it. But let's give it a try. Very Priya Gafen.
Definitely.
So very nice, because like while you get a lot of that butter on the nose, it's there on the palate, but it's not overpowering. You're getting a lot more of the fruit standing up.
Yes.
It's good acidity.
I find that the Sauvignon Blanc is actually coming through well
very,
on the palate.
very nicely, yeah. So it gives it a refreshingness. So like if you're eating and then you're drinking this wine, this will like cut through and like kind of refresh and cleanse your palate. This is a fantastic wine. Highly recommend it.
What do you What do you think we should pair it with?
There's a lot that this can go with, but your pastas, your fish are your primaries.
You can handle a chicken or like a roast turkey.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, poultry.
My idea was a roast turkey. I have not prepared it yet, but
absolutely, and definitely anything with like a creaminess, like a pasta with cream and stuff like that, because it has like some of that richness that this will cut through nice, and also complement it from the buttery side.
14% alcohol, $69.99 on our website.
L'chaim.
L'chaim.